Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So Spirit is saying that there's a very clear dichotomy against who is playing the victim in situations that they've actually created out of haste, out of competition, out of wanting to be right, out of power dynamics, out of wanting to look like they are in control when they literally have no control over anybody or anything outside of themselves, including themselves, right? These are people who have been, quite frankly, distanced themselves from reality. They have decided to try to play God in other people's lives. But then there are the victims who have turned themselves into victors. They've taken their lessons and they've learned from their lessons, and they continue to learn, they continue to ascend, they continue to grow, they continue to open and unlock new realities for themselves and for others. And at this time, we're going to have to, as chosen ones, be very diligent upon our prayer, upon our incantations, upon our protection, because of these victim mentalities and these victimhood situations that people have caused for themselves and for other people. A lot of people who don't have their eyes completely open, or their eyes are not open at all, who you as a chosen one are actually here to help raise their consciousness, raise their vibration, just by you being in their vicinity, them seeing you, them being inspired by you, you giving them a word, you giving them love, you giving them value, or whatever the case is upon your path. These people still have the option to be manipulated, to be kind of tricked and duped into thinking negatively about certain situations in regards to themselves and other people, just in reality, right? Because of these different dichotomies that they're not able to tell the difference behind, right? I saw the horse spirit animal, and horses really are like a masculine energy in spirituality. They represent protection. They represent really standing up for yourself, having independence, growth, so on and so forth. And so I really feel like the collective is being called, and we are already stepping into that power to where we know who we are. We're not victims, but we have done the shadow work, right? And we understand that there's still spiritual warfare. So you're really being called to not only show up for yourself, but continue to show up for the collective, despite how you may feel, despite the attacks, because these attacks are only making you better. They're only powering up your energy. They're only making you more powerful, more insightful, more resourceful, right? More valuable, because these people who are fakers, who want to take from the real chosen ones in regards to ideas, in regards to energy, in regards to blessings, right? Without actually doing the work, the tangible, the spiritual, the emotional work. They're really going to be irritated by your energy, and it's really going to be eclipsed with a whole bunch of BS, fake healing, trauma bonding, a bunch of, more of the same, more of that low vibrational energy. But it's really propaganda to make it look like it's healing, to make it look like it's something that is for the collective consciousness, but it's really keeping them still in this karmic cycle, still in this karmic loop of, again, more of the same, those patterns, those toxic dynamics, those toxic consciousnesses and thought processes. So at this time, just be prepared to take control of your energy, really take control of your emotions. This is really the test to see if all of these aspects of you are being integrated, because as you continue to move forward, right, the healing that you've done is really going to be you're going to really take it for a test drive, because you can say that you're healed, right? But when you're in hermit mode, when you're in hermit state, kind of like I am right now, like in a meditative state, you can say you're healed. But when you go out into the world and you encounter these same consciousnesses, or you encounter these same energies, it doesn't have to be the same exact person. It doesn't have to be the same exact environment, etc., etc. And I said this on my community board. It can show up as the same. It's just an energy. It's just a consciousness. It's just a pattern that you will continue to, and not continue, but in the beginning, it's just a sensitive time period, because you're just now going back out into the world, and you can be triggered. You can kind of be triggered by the way a person looks at you, or something that somebody says, right? It can take you back. Or if you do have people, or just people in your life that are not willing to close out certain cycles with you, not willing to do the work on themselves, so it's kind of keeping you stuck to where you can't move forward, or you feel like you owe somebody something, or you feel like you have to keep repeating yourself, or whatever the case is, that can keep you triggered, keep you in a mindset to where people can scapegoat you, people can gaslight you, people can say, hey, this person isn't doing the healing work. But you have tangible proof, not only in your intelligence and what you say and in what you have been able to manifest in your reality and upkeep in your reality, because for a lot of people, and this goes back to, just looking at chosen ones and wanting to be in a competitive mind frame. They don't know how to hold that energy. They don't know how to, they have nothing that they have integrated because they have not done the shadow work. They don't know much. So what they can do, they can try to sound like they're chosen. They can try to manipulate things in the reality to make it look like they're blessed and they're chosen and they're this and they're that. But the energy behind it shows that of you lack morals, you lack values, you lack tact, you lack, collective consciousness. You lack. What you're doing is not for the collective. It's not for the growth of the collective. It's not for a higher and greater good, right? And it can be kind of muddled. It can be kind of muddy if you're third eye, if you're still working on your psychic abilities and things like that, because these fake energies, these fake prophets, these fake chosen ones, they're like parasites. So they want to attach themselves to your energy. They need to attach themselves to your attention span, to your heart space, to your and these are going to be in traumatic ways. These are not going to be in ways that are meant to heal you. And I feel like that's going to be the main difference, the main thing in this dichotomy that's going to help you and lead you and guide you in regards to whether or not these consciousnesses, these people, these environments are for your highest and greatest good, whether or not they are of light. And just trust that your ancestors, that the divine, that God, that, your spirit team, the archangels, everybody of light is working on behalf of the chosen ones, on behalf of you as a listener, on behalf of you as an individual. You have your own ancestral team. You have your own spirit team that is here, that loves you for your highest and greatest good, that wants the best for you, truly watching over you on the other side. And it's helping you with your ascension. It's helping you get these resources, get this information, get the value that you need, helping you with your prayer, helping you with your manifestations, and so on and so forth, so that you can show up as your highest and greatest self. But it's just a message of just be ready for this next level and just don't allow situations to trigger you. Because again, these people that are trying to mimic, these people that are trying to mock the real chosen ones, trying to mock God, trying to mock, God's will and what God wants for not only you as an individual, but for the earth, for the planet as a collective conscious, right? There's people who, on a smaller scale use their titles. That might be your mother, your father, your network, people within your proximity, people that know you. But then it's also on a larger scale, a global scale, where people are using their titles, their resources for lower vibrational methods and tactics in order to sustain power. And that's not true power. That's not real power. So not only does that, when there's not repercussions, it confuses them and it warps their reality in regards to what power actually is, but it does the same for you. And that's exactly what's happening. And that's why so much bad is considered to be good these days. And you're dealing with consciousnesses, you're dealing with patterns, you're dealing with traumas that have left God out of the equation. You're dealing with when you deal with your fears, when you deal with these lower vibrational energies that you yourself may be feeling, you yourself may have had to learn from and go through and heal in regards to for your own personal development, not even just in regards to how other people have affected you, but of course including that as well. Nevertheless, these are patterns, these are traumas, these are principalities that know nothing of God. So when that fear comes up, that's you, even just for a moment, just for a second, taking God out of the equation. So you have to kind of, that's what I mean by when you're integrating, you have to kind of reroute yourself. No, I'm integrating. I'm in a space to where I have faith. I have belief. God has come through for me how many times at this point, right? And that's part of your gifts growing as well. That's part of your intuition growing, because intuition is that inner knowing that I'm not here aimlessly. We're not here aimlessly as a consciousness, as a collective. We're not here aimlessly. We have inner wisdom. We have inner guidance, and it is already plugged into you. So when you encounter different situations, different energies that don't resonate with that don't resonate with you, then, that is a sign for you to know that you are out of alignment, that this situation, this pattern, this whatever is out of alignment, right? And that's the thing that I noticed with not even just fake chosen ones, but people in general who, kind of just reject God and just live in fear and live in those lower vibrational energies. They let those lower vibrational energies take hold of them. They reject optimism. They reject positivity. They reject all of these things. And, it doesn't matter what a person says. When the energy that you give off is the complete opposite of what you say that you desire, then you're ultimately going to manifest what it is that your energy is reflecting. Because the energy that you put out is what you're going to ultimately get back. You can say, I want to do good, I'm going to get good all day long. But if you're a shitty person, if you put out negative energy, if you put out bad intentions, then bad intentions is what's going to come back to you. Bad intentions, bad repercussions, bad karma is what's going to come back to you. And I've said this plenty of times before on this channel. And that's what a lot of these mockfits, these fake prophets, they fail to realize. So at this time, you're being called to just have a very stoic energy about yourself, very masculine. Keep your independence, because people are definitely trying to project onto chosen ones collectively. They're trying to insert their energy where it does not belong, where it is no longer needed, where it was only needed for a period of time for your awakening, for your ascension, for your transformation. And they have also had, their own periods of time. And like I said, we all have our own walks. But when they had chances to talk to God and to ascend themselves and to do the healing work themselves, they were in a spirit of competition. They were in a spirit of, using you as a scapegoat, bullying you, gang stalking the chosen ones, mocking us, laughing at us, and so on and so forth. So it's really going to show in what is being manifested, in the way that people are continuing to stay in karmic cycles and patterns, and they want to insert themselves where their energy does not belong. It is not in alignment with them. It is not in alignment with where they are just now coming from, with where they are on their way to. But they are trying to make it seem like something that it's not, because what these mock fits have to do is create a lot of confusion. They have to create chaos. They have to keep people attached to them through trauma, through differences, through drama, through irreconcilable differences, through separations, through harsh conditions, right? They have to keep you in these harsh conditions. They have to keep you in these karmic cycles and these karmic patterns, because these are parasites. They parasite off of your energy at the end of the day. And it's just up to you really taking control of the reins, taking hold of the situation, and really asserting your dominance, asserting your power, asserting your independence, and letting it be known that you are not to be played with. You are not to be mocked. This is real life, and people need to get serious. People need to get real, because you have been thus far. And pretty soon, you really don't have to do much, because God is already, on the case. And it's really showing up in by these people repeating karmic cycles and patterns, by these people. Like I said, they're just delusional. The reality that they have in their mind is not real. So you, like I said earlier, chosen ones, you have to stay grounded in your reality. You have to stay grounded in the reality, because there's a lot of manipulation. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of chaos, drama. And it's meant to be that way. It's truly meant to be that way, not only for your protection, but for the protection of others. And for these people, these consciousnesses, these karmic patterns, these cycles to continue to overestimate their power, continue to overestimate the dynamic, the role that they play on this earth, the role that they play, and just overestimate themselves through ego, right? Really, just pure ego, and underestimate you and underestimate God. And that's the joke. The joke is always going to be on them, because what do you think? What are you thinking by overestimating God? Or underestimating God? Are you out of your mind? Are you crazy? But that's kind of the point. The devil signs these people, signs these karmic cycles, signs these consciousnesses up for a death wish. You have no power here. You have no power here. Look up the angel number 1515. That could be significant. But yeah, you have these consciousnesses, these patterns. The devil, it has no power here. It has no power over God. It has no power over the light. When you've already gone through the darkness, when you found the darkness within yourself and you've healed it, You know, when outsiders try to come in and they try to reopen those wounds, it's kind of like you're looking at them like, are you crazy? Especially when you can see on them these wounds, and they're still, you see these wounds reflecting on them, and they're still open. And not only are they open, but these people, they're still in these consciousnesses and these patterns, they're still cutting themselves, and they're still burning themselves, and they still continue to walk through the fire, and they still continue to shoot themselves in the foot, and they still continue to bite themselves in the ass. It's like a snake eating its own tail. And it's kind of like, yeah, they're in their own hell. They're on their own karmic wheel, and they are thinking that they're doing all of these things and these tactics to keep you on a karmic wheel with them, right? And you're stronger than that. You're wiser than that. You're protected. So that's not your reality, right? So continue to move forward, continue to ascend, continue to do your work, continue to show up and be the light, be the love. God bless you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for tuning in, subscribing, liking, commenting. I really appreciate all of it. And that is a quick channel message for you guys. I'll talk to you in the next video.